Looks like the Philippines is in the Christmas mode. They're getting ready to decorate the Christmas tree downtown plaza in Valencia here on Negros Oriental, and they've actually been gearing up for all this since about September, and here it is. Yeah, it's the last week of November, so it's a process. It's a process. It goes on, and I guess it'll probably end around January sometime.
I think so.
How about January 1st? Would that be good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's been Christmas here starting September 1st.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've already had carolers outside here.
Yeah, right here in Marpa's store.
It's not even December yet.
Yeah.
So more fun to come. We want to address the question we've had quite a few times, and why we don't buy a home here in the Philippines, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy? Why aren't we buying a home?
Yeah, a lot of people asking us, a lot of subscribers, why you just keep renting and you don't buy a home?
Well, the quick answer is we like to be free. Free.
Free as free.
Free to travel, free to explore, free not to dump a bunch of money into a home or a piece of land that we're going to invest a lot of energy and thought and developing into a nice home for the family. It's not that that's not a good idea, but there's a couple of points we'd like to just share with you guys. It's just simply our opinion from what we've observed and my feeling about home ownership. I've had a lot of homes over the years in the States, so I've been through that pride of ownership of homes, and it's a good thing. But at this point, we like to stay free and loose, and here's a couple points we'd like to just share. So what's number one?
Recommend don't buy for at least 1 to 2 years.
When you come to the Philippines, if you're a newbie, like well, we're not newbies yet anymore, but when you first come here, we recommend it's really best just to hold on to your pocketbook and enjoy the Philippines, explore, rent yourself a motorcycle. Don't even buy that for at least 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
A scooter only costs you about $1,000 US, or maybe up to maybe 1,500. It's not bad. So it's not really a big investment. It's not going to kill you if you have to sell it for a loss if you decide you don't like the Philippines.
Yeah, you have to get to know first in the Philippines if you really like it before you decide to buy a home.
Yeah, make sure you're really satisfied. You know, you're satisfied with the area you're in. Like we really love it here where we're staying in Valencia. We really love the Marpa's apartments. It's really a resort. We like of course, we're a little spoiled, like I mentioned before, but we like things simple, so we can be free to think and not be burdened by any responsibilities other than raising our family and you know, seeing ourselves around the Philippines and learning. There's a lot to learn here, and there's an endless amount of things to see and choices, you know. And we feel that the worst thing to do is to buy a piece of land in an area that you're not satisfied with, and then you find yourself you have to sell for a discount and then move on to another place. So I think the smart money is to just rent for at least that year or two. Go ahead and shell out the cash. It's a lot better than shelling out a whole bunch of cash for dumping a whole bunch of cash into a piece of real estate.
Yeah, it's true, because the thing is, you arrive here in the Philippines and maybe 1 month later and you look at some lot for sale and you say, oh, this is really cheap, I'm gonna get it. But what happens if you don't like it? What are you gonna do with the land?
Right, and when you buy a piece of land here in the Philippines, especially, you know, for foreigners, you can't own it yourself. You have to own it through your spouse. Well, you really don't own it. The spouse owns it, and you can be listed on the property as a secondary person or position, and these arrangements are drawn up by lawyers, and the lawyers will stipulate for for you that the property can't be sold from underneath you without your consent. And I'm not sure how well those stand up in court. I understand they do. But it's complicated over here because getting clear title is not a simple matter like it is in the States. I don't know how it is around the world, but Canada or the UK, but I'm sure they have title insurance. I know they have to have title insurance. And I'm sure Australia has title insurance, and so does Japan, doesn't it?
Maybe.
I don't know. I know Singapore, but anyway, you don't have title insurance here. So when you buy a piece of property, it can take up to a year or two to actually receive clear title, and it's not really guaranteed to be clear title. It's as best as they can determine. So you have to really be careful because land disputes are a big problem. Sometimes they cause huge arguments and with neighbors and other former would-be owners that show up out of the woodwork. And you know, sometimes these arguments become deadly. So you know, you really have to be careful about easements where you might be driving across a road that belongs to another property owner, and they decide that they don't want you doing that anymore, and yet you bought this piece of property that's now landlocked, and you've dumped a ton of money into it, and you know, there's all kinds of nightmarish stories that go on. And what about the nightmarish stories that go on when we hear about them all the time? I just heard about 2 last week, where the Filipina girlfriend,
Wife.
and sometimes it's even the Filipino wife. You know, the asawa decides that she wants to sell the house, and it's been done so many times from underneath the foreigner who's invested all this cash.
Yeah, they've been married for a few years, and she owned. I mean, the foreigner, her husband, bought the house and lot and some businesses, and of course it's the spouse's name, and all of a sudden the spouse just sell all that thing that they have and without the husband's permission, and she have all the money. So the husband broke.
So the guy that wanted you know, to have a nice home for his family and dumped all this cash into it and enjoyed that pride of ownership is now living in a home with no electricity and no car and walking the streets. It's sad, and the story is been told many times. Sometimes it's deliberate, sometimes it's a setup from the very beginning. So, but we're not worried about that in our case, and that's not why we're not buying land. It's just that we still want to just remain footloose and fancy free. Yeah,
we just want to be free. Yeah, we have a lot of houses already in America, big houses, and we're kind of tired right now to own a big houses anymore because we're not free in that time. We're worried about the house, you know, who's gonna taking care of it when we leave, and now we're free.
Right, and if you buy a house and you end up having bad neighbors, or say it's quiet when you buy the house here in the Philippines, and you know, suddenly you start hearing karaoke, and then later you find out that the kid next door just became 16 years old. His mom and dad bought him a karaoke machine, and now all of his friends are over singing until 5 in the morning, and now your peace and quiet has turned into a nightmare. You can't sleep, and now you own this property. Oh my God. And listen, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
It is.
Or the neighbor decides to start raising pigs, and now you got a stinky pig farm next to your house. How about that one?
They're noisy too, those pigs.
Oh, the pigs are noisy.
And yeah.
Or chickens, you know. Chickens are another one. They want to have a chicken farm. Of course, there's burning trash and burning leaves.
Yeah.
Then if you're right next door, if we've got a piece of property, we would look for something like at least a hectare. We'd like to find a hectare in a nice area.
Yeah, big.
Well, a hectare, that's about 2.5 acres in America.
And we put fences in it, surrounded.
Yeah, a 20-foot fence and an electric gate. And high-powered wires around the whole thing, keep everybody out.
Yeah.
And also, when you own a piece of property, you're responsible for everything. You know, if there's a natural disaster or a mudslide or a typhoon comes through and destroys your property, well, you know, guess who's going to pay for that?
You, the owner.
You know, and if it were to happen in a rental house or in a resort or whatever, they're responsible to fix it, not you. So you just move out until they fix it, and you move back in, I suppose, right? So, you know, there's a lot less liability if you just rent. And yes, you're going to have to pay extra, but that's kind of, to me, I look at the premium that we pay, and we benefit a lot from it. And I look at it as insurance. It's kind of an insurance policy. Yeah, we're paying extra. We could buy a home and pay less per month than a mortgage and all that. Or if we just paid cash, then we would own it free and clear. But you do have that responsibility. And here where we're living, we have you know, we have a lot of benefits to it. They have a pool. They take care of the pool. They have a sorry store. It has
landscape maintenance.
Yeah, landscape maintenance. They do all that.
They got CCTV monitors.
Yeah, they have security. They got a nighttime guard, armed guard takes care of the place at night. At daytime, they have an attendant, a couple, and there's people all around to keep an eye on things. It's all family owned and operated, so there aren't strangers from the outside working here that you know, could turn bad. But you know, so. There's what other benefits?
Do laundry.
Oh, they come by and knock on the doors, ask us if we want our laundry done.
Yeah.
We had our special favorite soap shipped over in a buying box.
Yeah.
And so they're using our particular soap, and they take it on over there and they do it for us. And yeah, they charge us, but you know, it's a luxury that we're enjoying right now. But if you own your own home, you got to buy your own washing machine.
Everything.
You get to do it all yourself. I mean, and that's okay too down the road.
They give
It's
us
not that we're lazy,
too.
but you know, Oh yeah, and the flowers they provide for us, you know.
Yeah, we
If
ask
we
once
want
in
them.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, we take care. You know, they take care of that for us, and
Also, they clean up your apartment if you want them to clean up. Have also charged, but it's not.
yeah, they'll charge you if you want housekeeping once a week. They'll come in and do all of it for you. But we do that ourselves. We like to do things ourselves. I mean, we like to cook ourselves, and you know.
I like to clean up by myself because it's kind of my exercise, daily exercise.
Right. They also we just text them when we run out of water. Those big jugs of fresh water. You know, they bring a couple over for us, and propane tanks. Propane tanks. We run out of propane in the middle of cooking. We just text them, and they rush it on over to us and put it in. And
also, if we need something, it has everything right there in Marpa store, Sari store.
right, you don't even have to buy a motorcycle. They'll rent you a motorcycle at a reasonable rate. And if the tire goes flat, give it to them. They'll take it and fix it for you.
And we're close to Valencia Market, Plaza, everything like fresh. You want fresh, and vegetables, fruits every Sunday. You know.
Yeah. So at this point, we're happy to do what we're doing here, just enjoying this. Of course, we're getting ready. You're going to give birth to the new baby boy here in March. So we're just going to sit tight and prepare all that and anticipate all that, and just remain stress-free. No reason to be buying a house just yet, or buying a piece of land just yet.
Yeah, a lot of subscribers saying that you should buy a house because you keep renting, you lost money. Did we lose money?
No, we save money by renting.
Yeah, we do.
We save money by renting. We save more money here than we did when we lived in the States.
Oh yeah,
almost twice, almost 3 times as much as we lived in the States. So to us, we enjoy it, and it benefits us, and we can live well and take care of our family properly the way we'd like to.
Yeah,
and
you can go everywhere, wherever we want to.
We have a nice, clean, beautiful home here at Marpa's Apartments to welcome our new child.
Okay, so here's couple advantages to buying or owning a home. The pride of ownership.
Yes, you finally get your dream piece of land, your dream home. You got that pride of ownership. You can have you have control of the property. You've got you can buy. You can have chickens. You can have have dogs.
Yeah.
You can grow the trees you like, the fruit trees you want.
Plant some fruits.
Yep.
And vegetables at the backyard.
You can design it however you want. You can make
Yeah.
it beautiful.
You can buy whatever you want, furniture in your own house.
You can buy your own washing machine and do your own laundry.
Everything. Yeah.
You can buy a really big refrigerator and put a lot of stuff in it and a couple freezers.
And you can put a big swimming pool at the backyard for your family.
Yep, and you can clean it and you can put the water in it. You can buy the chlorine for it, but it's yours and you can use it anytime you want. And you can put as much chlorine in it as you want.
Everything is yours.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Control of the
good
property. I do love owning property. I've enjoyed that, but I enjoyed not owning property as well. So the one thing I would be very leery about is condos. They try to sell condos left and right around here, especially in the bigger cities. Condos I would not buy for a couple reasons. Because one thing, they design them very poorly. They design them small. They typically design them way too small.
Very.
They're not really good for families to live in. Then there's other issues. There's a maintenance issue to them. Where, say, your neighbor upstairs floods the place out upstairs, and now you've got to deal with him on the damage he's done to your property, to your condo down below. The condo association is supposed to take care of the outside of the building, but if things get extreme or there's a problem, you may have to be hit with an increase in your dues. So you're kind of subject. It's almost in between renting and owning a piece of land with your own home on it. Condos, now foreigners can own the condo units. But you don't own the land as well. So you don't own the land, so you're back to not owning the land, but you do own the little unit. Some units are nicer than others, but by and large, they design them, in my opinion, from the ones I've seen, they're usually too small. That I don't like that. I don't like the designs of them, and I don't like the fact that your neighbors can be a problem, and you're going to be stuck with those expenses if they have some kind of problem in their unit next door to you or above you or below you. So I'm not keen on that. And here's the other thing: they're overbuilding like crazy on the condos. So you're buying at the top of the market now, I believe. So and there's a lot of turnover too. People get tired of them and try to sell them. There's unlimited amount of condos to rent. That's because so many people own them and don't live in them. They live in other countries and they just want to use them when they come into the country here in the Philippines. So you find a abundance of it's an oversold market. There's just too many available. And the prices, when you go to sell your condo, I don't think you're going to be happy with the prices you get. They're not going up in value. They're trying to get you to lock into pricing that while they're under construction, and sometimes it takes a year or two to finish them. Even though they promise you it'll be done in 6 months, sometimes they never get done. So I'm just not keen on them, and I like them better in the States, but not over here. But I've never actually owned a condo. I've rented them before. But I don't like the way they're structured.
Yeah, just build your own house if you want to.
If you want a pride of ownership, just buy your own land and or buy your own home that's already built. Hopefully you get a good price on it. Yeah,
and especially if you have money, you pay cash and you live free.
Yep, there you go. So then that's a good thing. So, okay, that's our opinion. That's just our opinion.
Yeah, that's only our opinion.
Yeah, so hope that helps somebody out there. They're thinking about it.
Yeah, so think about it.
Yeah, you don't have to be stressed when you come out here. You just take it easy and find a really nice place to rent for a while. Our neighbors, one of our neighbors here, a guy from the States, he went and rented himself a nice, beautiful home. So he's going to rent that home for a good year before he decides where to buy a piece of land, and he does want to build a house.
That's good
But
idea.
I think it's smart. Just rent for a good year, whether it's an apartment, a resort, or a home somewhere else. Take care, guys. Hope it helps. Bye-bye.
Bye. Somebody will say goodbye. Here she is.
Come on,
Who's
Bria.
coming?
Don't go. Get in here. What do you gonna say?
Bye, everybody.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
La